This video shows how to use the graphical user interface on the camera, specifically the right camera computer, to load new license files or firmware into the cameras. The desktop of the right camera will look like this when you view it, either looking at it on the TV or via a laptop connected to the hotspot or on Ethernet connection. This is the display application that's running. There's two applications, display and a camera application. The camera application you can bring up just by clicking. It's underneath this one on the desktop, so it's being covered by the display picture so that you can see the passes unobstructed. But if you click on the camera app icon, it'll bring it up, put it up on top. And the newer versions will actually tell you the date and time that was read from the cameras. You got to check this date, and time. The time is used. Time and dates are used for the time date stamp of any image files that get created, as well as their names if you're not using Flyball Geek. And then the date is used for validating the license. So if the date gets off by more than a day or two, it could be a problem. So you should check this. You can resync the date to internet time server, but you do need an internet connection. If we need to do this, I can show you how to do that. I don't think you guys use Flyball Geek, so setting up the internet connection for the first time might take a little guidance. Anyway, when you at this point, before you got onto APES, you should have copied your files over to a thumb drive or gotten it onto this computer somehow. You can just copy them over the connection if you want, but I'm not going to cover this in this video. Instead, I'm going to assume you've written them to a thumb drive. When you plug the thumb drive into a USB slot on the right camera computer, a pop-up will come up asking you what you want to do. I'm doing that now. So this is the pop-up. Only that one option is being presented right now. I could add some code, actually said program a camera with it, just using this automatic pop-up, but I haven't. We have to actually use the APES application right now. But if you were to say OK, you'd bring it up and it would show you the path to that stick. In this case, it's underneath the folder media/pi, and then the name of the stick itself is Lenovo. That's just because I named it that for something else I was doing. Typically, it's like a number or whatever the name of that stick was. But in this folder, you see a left.hex and a right.hex and an uncorrupt.hex. Your system already has an uncorrupt.hex, Mike, but some of the older systems, they haven't updated lately. That file hasn't gotten there yet. But every time you ask for a new set of dates that the system should be authorized for use, you'll have a new left.hex and right.hex that you need to load. But this can just show you where they are. To actually do the update itself, you click the update button, and then depending on whether you see a green light on the camera or a red light on the camera. If you see a green light on the camera, then you can use update camera firmware, because the old firmware has been loaded and it's smart enough to, it's on its own unique frequency and address, so you can load new code there. If on the other hand you see a red, it's somehow the previous code isn't running correctly. You either have to clear the corrupt flag or just reload new on top of it, so you click this one. In this case, I'm looking at a green light, so I'm going to say update camera firmware. If I just want to clear a corrupt flag, I could check that button, but I want to reload new firmware, and I'll do it for the right camera first. So I'll click the right camera. That means I want to send the data to the frequencies that the right camera is on, and I can choose whatever file I want to put in there. I'm going to browse, and we just saw where that folder, where that system, where those left.hex and right.hex files were. They were in /media/pi, Lenovo, and then right.hex in this case. Once I have it here, then I just push the OK button and it'll start loading the data into the camera. What'll happen is the red and the green light come on together for a second or two, and then you'll see the green light starts flashing as the data is wirelessly transferred to the camera. It's putting in new code, which may include some new features, but in this case it has different expiration dates or different times when the camera will be allowed to operate. You'll always be able to operate to stream images, you just won't get triggers if the license is expired. When it's done, you'll see a series of blinks. It'll blink once, blink twice, blink 3 times green, then be solid green, and you'll be ready to go. And after having done that, you can do the same thing for the other camera. You stay connected to the right camera because it's the only one, that right camera computer, because it's the only one that has the hardware to do this wireless communication for loading new firmware. In this case, you'd just pick left. You'd say left camera, and then you'd pick the left file. It'll stay into whatever directory it was in last. It didn't. I don't know why. Well, we'll go back up to, well, here it is in the list of places you've been. And then we pick left.hex. And then repeat the process by clicking OK here.